I'm telling you now, this is a sensitive topic today. Let's get into it. What's up, family? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kalisha. Welcome to All Things Kalisha. If you're new here, welcome. Come on in, have a seat. You guys know how I get. If you've been with me for some time, when things press upon me, I want to talk to you guys and, get your opinions on things or just put it out in the atmosphere, just give you something to think about. So, what has been pressing on me recently is about relationships in marriage. Um, I talk about marriage a lot. I talk about relationships a lot because I've been through marriage and divorce, and I've had relationships, whether, they be with a spouse or friend, family, whomever. I think relationships are important. I think marriage is so very important. And I think God institutionalized marriage because there's only certain things you can learn inside of a marriage, okay? And God uses those things to teach us about ourselves, not necessarily about your significant other. Most of the time, it's about a reflection of who you are and how you interpret different things. Now, I'm not a professional. I do have college credits, which I've told you guys before, but in the words of my late mother, there is nothing like life to teach you. And I feel in this era that we're in, we look to people for, that have degrees rather than the experience. Okay. And I have been divorced a few times, so I definitely have some experience in this area. Um, I used to be ashamed of what I have been through. Now I use that information to, you know, um, inform others, to share with others, to upbuild others, and just to get some perspective on how we can make our relationships better. I believe relationships, like I've said before, are very, very critical to self-development. Okay. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, what's been on my heart is that I feel, and this is just a feeling, like I said, it's not biblical, it's not facts, it's just my perspective. So don't kill me on it. But I feel that when we are getting into relationships, we're looking for people that are finished products. And that's really sad and it's unfortunate. You get with someone, you marry someone, and you don't understand that that person still has a lot of growth, a lot of maturing to do, as well as yourself. We hold the significant other at a higher standard sometimes more than we hold ourselves. Okay. Now, I'm not saying this from a judgmental place. I am saying this from a place of reflection. Even though I had filed for divorce and, things went how they went in my marriage, there's still a lot that I learned about myself at that time. So, I'm a type of person, I'm a very optimistic person. I am a glass half full type of person that even in a bad situation, there is so much that I can learn out of it. God, what are you trying to teach me about myself? I learned a lot. Each stage of my life, I'm learning, I'm gleaning to take to my next level, whatever that may, whatever God may have for me. I gained knowledge that no one can take from me. I debunk the fact or the opinion that, oh, because you've been divorced, what do you know about marriage? That experience teaches you a lot. Trust me when I tell you. There's nothing like marriage. It is a beautiful thing when both parties are doing their own self-work. And like I always say, when you work on yourself, all of your relationships will benefit from that. That's the key, working on yourself. It's not pointing fingers on what your person needs to do. It is looking in the mirror and saying, what do I need to change about this? Now, I'm very big about this. And, you know, I felt in my past relationships that I was giving more than I was receiving. I'm very vocal about, you know, my feelings and what I need to make me happy, you know, my love language, you know, different things that interprets love to me, because, you know, we all know that, you know, someone loving you and you feeling loved by them can be two different things. So don't love me how you want to love me. Love me how I need to be loved, how I interpret love. My children say all the time, you know, Mom, you know, I'm gonna buy you a Gucci bag and I'm gonna do this and do that for you, and I'm gonna buy you this and buy, and it's all materialistic. But if anyone who truly knows me knows that I'm not materialistic at all. So what is the point of you buying me Prada Gucci bag and there's no money in it? Me, I like quality time. I like affection. You know, I like words of you know, affirmation. And we probably have all heard about the 5 different love languages. Well, at some point, I think I like all 5. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. Some people get with individuals because they are compatible, but you're compatible on this level. But are you going to be compatible for your evolution, where you're going? What I liked in my 20s, what I liked in my 30s, I most certainly don't like in my 40s. What I liked back then, I most certainly do not like right now. Things change, but you have to love the person enough to go through those changes with them. You know, I've heard this saying, you know, well, it takes about 2 years. This is what I've heard. It takes about 2 years to fully know someone. You never fully know someone because we are forever changing. The key to that is actually committing to someone, loving someone, even in their most unlovable stages, enough to go through, to grow through those changes with them. That's what love is. I have failed in that area. I'm not going to lie. My love was very conditional. At a certain point of time, around a 3-4 year mark, if I don't feel that there is any progression, you know, I tune out. I black out. You know, I say this is enough. You know, and I can't do this anymore because, you know, I'm not getting the love that I feel I deserve, or there's no reciprocity, you know, so I would leave. I'm the little engine that could. I'll love you too. You know, there's no more love to give than there is nothing. I don't regret any of my decisions in my past relationships. I do put accountability on the other person to do your work, to love your person, to hear what they are saying, to be attentive, to be sensitive, and to be loving. My ex used to tell me 1,000,000 times a day that he loved me. I mean, it was just, just all the time. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But when he was mad at me, all that went out the window and I would get cussed out and whatever else. And so, you know, and I realized that, and I said, you know what, you love me now, but, you know, tell me you love me when you're mad at me. To me, that shows love. You're dealing with a person that has their own issues, their own insecurities. They have their own makeup. They have their own traumas and different things that they have went through in their childhood that is still staying with them right to the up into the day. So be thankful when someone recognizes, hey, this is a trigger for me. Can you not do that? Or I need you to do this. It may only be for a season, just so they can feel comfortable coming to you or understanding. I mean, I have abandonment issues. So it's a defense mechanism for me to say, you know what, peace out, I'm beat. And it's sad because I could love you totally. And before you know it, if I feel like I'm taking for granted, I just shut off and can't shed a tear for you and move on. You know, and I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's right. What I'm saying is that we all have things that we're dealing with. I really, really think, and I'm pretty certain that if we are honest about what we have been through and how we feel about things and how things make us feel, you know, and we communicate those things to our spouse, if that person is for you, then it will beget a positive response. If I'm telling you I'm hurting, I don't need you to twist the knife. I'm already hurt. Love me. Love me through this. And I you. Love you through this. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is long suffering. You know, you have to forgive. You have to choose to love. And I realize my mistakes. Maybe, I don't think so. But, you know, people say, oh, maybe the marriage could have worked. And yeah, if I would have stayed and dealt with all that I was dealing with, I guess it's possible. But I deserve to be loved in this lifetime. Period. I deserve to be loved in this lifetime. I believe in love because I give love. Not perfect. Not perfect by any means. But I give that love. So this is just a conversation about reflection, guys. Don't go into these relationships and these marriages with the, you know, idea that, oh, I'm just going to get this and, you know, I'll just get married and that's the end of it. No, roll up your sleeves and get to work, because marriage is work. Relationships are work. If you value that relationship, you'll do the necessary work to keep that person. I said, if you treat your person like you could lose your person, chances are you wouldn't lose them. Too many times we get taken for granted and you just think what it is what it is, and that's how it's always going to be. But that's not so. Sorry to tell you, it's not so. So don't look for finished products. There is levels in our life that God has to fix, that only God can fix. But I do believe that there is a certain piece of you that your spouse, your God-ordained spouse, can fix or help you or grow you through those phases to maturity in that area. There is a piece left for your spouse. Now, that takes a lot of vulnerability. It takes a lot of communication. Have those hard conversations and have them early. I was talking to someone in my office yesterday, and, you know, we were going back and forth about conversations that, you know, can wait some time. No. Talk about it. You know, it doesn't have to be the first date, but talk about it. Holidays, kids, bank accounts, houses, cars. Talk about all that stuff that we negate in the honeymoon phases of our relationship. No, talk about it. If you are dating with purpose, that is my suggestion to you. I could talk about this for hours, but, you know, I'm just going to leave it there, and just think about this. Think about what I'm telling you. Self-reflect on yourself. Do your work. Okay? You go into the relationship, you go into the marriage with the intent to be a servant, to serve. The greatest among you is the servant, to serve your spouse, not for what you can get and what they can do for you. It's actually quite the opposite. Too much narcissism going on, and it's all about me, and what I want. And I've been there. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not judging anyone. This is stuff that I learned. So, you know, if the Lord willing, if I do decide to get married again, I have a whole bunch of things that I learned and I processed along the way that only marriage could teach you. Some things you're only going to learn is in marriage. Some things, it's just marriage is just going to teach you. You can't get it anywhere else. But we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys with the love of Christ and everything. I pray that you are well and that your family is well. Just sending you so much love and light. And I pray all is well. Talk to you guys later. Bye.